All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's still What's Up Nigeria on 32 FM, a very special edition for that matter. And Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo is still with me in the studio right now. Before we go further, and I think I may be tempted to allow one or two persons call, but before then, I want to quickly not digress, but I want to ask a question that is very, very critical at this point in time. Recently, the church has been has come under serious criticisms, especially because of the economic situation of Nigeria. People have labeled the church as unproductive and stuff like that. But you, as a man of God, from what I'm still going through your profile and everything now, as the founder and CEO of 10 profitable companies, that speaks to your own productivity as a person. So in the next few minutes, I would like you to help me address this issue, or let me say this label or this mindset that church people, they are not productive, they are not economically productive.
Well, number one, I think with all due respect, I would take the flak on behalf of the rest of the body of Christ by saying the church is progressive in the sense that it is progressive in revelation. Many people do not know when the church was even at its microcosm. You see, you can lash the church today because you now see some degree of blessing, wealth, prosperity, but you didn't know when we had 1,000 members and only 2 cars in the car park. I remember when I got born again and ended in a church in Modakeke, Ile-Ife. The church was like 400-500 people, and there were only 2 people who had cars, and those people were in trouble. Anybody who was getting married, Baba 44, that's the number of the car. Anybody who was in child education, Baba 44. You know, everybody was hanging on to Baba 44 because that was the only car. The church began to pray. 1. Number 2, in 1978-79, people like my dear friend here in Ibadan, Emiko Amushuka, began to go to the US, bring books and tapes and videos of Kenneth E. Hagin. Unfortunately, some people today, they don't know what led to the blessing in the church, that it was exposure to apocalypse, revelation. Because you can only operate with the revelation available to you. There are other nations where they have more crowd than us, but are not walking in the blessing, because God is... Shall I use an anthropomorphic word to describe God? God is a gentleman. He will not give you what you don't believe for. So there are places where they don't know how to embrace the blessing of God. But having said that, the church needs to balance and swing the pendulum both sides. There's too much of badua, badua, badua. I'm a praying person. I'm the only one who has produced a prayer Bible. However, you need to swing the pendulum to the other side of principle. So it is principle, power. Principle, power. In Nigeria, we put a lot of emphasis on the power side and not enough emphasis on the principle side. So we have too many. Forgive me for all those pastors who are out there. We have too many okays. Okay, Bekude, okay, Taku, okay, Begumi, okay, Kinikon. We need for our members also some days not to even go to church, to go and work. And then we need seminars on wealth creation, because it isn't the work that makes you prosper, it's the problem you solve.
It's not the work, it is the problem you solve.
Yeah. I mean, what does Elon Musk know? He can't even manage a marriage, but he solved a problem.
Yes.
Bill Gates could not manage a marriage, but he solved a software problem. I can go on and on. The guy who produced Apple and iPhone, Steve Jobs, he was even rejected by his dad. He is a Syrian American, rejected by his dad, raised by foster parents, not enough food. He was having to eat leftover in a Buddhist temple. So but he solved a problem. Steve Jobs told his staff, go and create a phone that does not have physical keyboard. The boy said it's not possible. He said it's possible. Having created it, he changed the platform. So those 3-4 companies I mentioned, my dear brother, are actually they are worth more than the GDP of Africa. ABC, that is the owners of Google, Amazon, Microsoft and Facebook, these 4 are worth 5 trillion. The whole GDP of Africa is 3 trillion.
It's okay. Ladies and gentlemen,